Well, we might just have to exist without chat for the last bit of the stream. Let's play some Penny-Punching Princess. This is a game, so we just went from a game that is all about love, and I need to listen to the audio because I messed with the audio on this. Yeah, don't worry, nobody was in the YouTube chat anyways. Everything's going great right now. Okay, I turned the audio up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Penny-Punching Princess is a game about money and how money saves the world. You're the princess, a very greedy princess who's out for revenge.
Surströmming is a delicacy from another country, consisting of fermented herring from the Baltic Sea. It's famous for being the worst smelling food in the world.
And we run it out of this area. Well, I'm gonna assume this audio is alright. It sounds okay. But yeah, this game is a little like brawler thing, and it's kind of boring and kind of interesting. Both at the same time. I forgot the controls. How do I roll? That's how I roll. I'm gonna poison myself. Alright. So, whole point of this game is you get money, and you use money to get through these worlds. I'm just gonna ignore what he's saying. And there's a ton of traps everywhere, and everything in this game can be bribed by using your calculator. So I'm gonna try not to die immediately here, but I am not doing a great job not dying. Okay, I got some money. I'm gonna heal real quick, and we're gonna bribe. We're gonna die. We're gonna die is what's gonna happen. It worked out great. We need to get some money. Okay. We're just gonna ignore the treasure chest down there for now. We gotta get some money. I feel like you have to grind in this game because it feels like all these, this is like the most recent level I'm on, and it feels like everything is just like murdering you all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna bribe that onion. We're gonna shoot. That onion's gonna shoot for us, and we get 2 shots with the onion. And we'll probably have to go to an earlier level because I'm getting real messed up. We'll see what happens. And then so each time you hit an enemy down by, so like on their health bar they have like these little bars in the middle of them. Sometimes there can be multiple bars. I'm gonna die. You can basically pickpocket them while they're in the break situation. And so bribing doesn't just let you use enemies, it also lets it so you can basically get them out of the fight too. So sometimes you'll bribe a hard enemy because you don't want to deal with them anymore. Okay, that was rough. Let's try to get through here without dying. Okay. I need to find a place to heal. That says exit. Yeah, so the calculator's on a cooldown, so I haven't really done a lot of calculator stuff, but basically you pull up this calculator, you can type stuff in that you're gonna pay, so basically like if a monster wants like 300 gold, you can sit there and type it in, or you can just use the trigger and it'll automatically target them, and then put in the gold amount they need. But you can also put in a custom amount of money, so you can say, I want to spend 200 gold, and you can do Coin Miracle. And you get one of these items, and I forget which one of these do what. Oh, I didn't know you could move the calculator around. Whoops. Anyways, so I'm just going to buy this because it's heal, and I got a level 0 heal. And so now my calculator in the bottom right hand corner is not full anymore. And it just slowly charges up. You can get items to recover it as well. I feel like the most devastating stuff in this game are the traps, but they're also probably the most useful items if you're able to possess them. And it's pretty much just walking around these areas trying to find treasure chests. And I think my biggest complaint with this game is that the areas aren't particularly unique, and the traps are more annoying than they are helpful at times. They're definitely helpful if you spend the money on them. And each mission has like its own set of money that you spend. Actually, need one of these guys. So I want to bribe that guy because there's also crafting parts of this game, and the enemies you bribe become crafting parts. But I'm probably gonna die. It's what's probably gonna happen. Got a little heal in there. Heal there. Probably the answer here is I need to bribe one of these traps. So I'm gonna bribe this trap. And then while they're broken, I want to spin my thing to rob them of their money. And I get 1 money from that. And then after that, you want to kind of just clear out what's left. And you have certain moves that like will knock them down and stun them, which is actually very helpful in some of these guys. Gonna bribe one of these dogs, so the dog's back at them. Usually want to get them close to being in break. And then I have a armor right now that basically has a heal that recovers. But it's not super strong. Really, meleeing this game is not super effective. It's great for like clearing out the last bit of characters. But shit, I can't get out of the way. There we go. Alright, I'm alive. It's really good for like clearing out the last bit of enemies, but it's not particularly great for anything else. Oh, that was the end of the mission. Yeah, you can level up armor, and you can also level up your stats and stuff too. Yeah, I don't like how tight it is either.
Threat level max. DEFCON 1 is now in effect.
I do like these little voices, and if you interrupt the voice acting for these parts, they don't stop talking, they just all start talking over each other. So you just have a bunch of characters that are just talking at once. But yeah, I'm not sure how much further I'm going to go with this game. So we got the training center, we can equip armor. I think the only armor I have is that one, and the Skull Eater armor, which is like a bullet that you shoot out. Skill upgrades, so I can sit here and there's like different skills I can like get one thing for. So I get more money when I break touch people right now. And then I also have a final blow attack at the end of my combo. And also have a rolling attack. I got that, but it's not very useful. But you can reassign all your points. I'm not sure if there's like a item you use to reassign all your skill points, but it lets you, move stuff around if you need to. I think your skill points come from doing missions, and then also you can craft statues. And when you craft a statue, so this one I have Living Sword, and it gives me 1 more skill point if I craft it. And all these things right here, the Relic Citizens, are things that that you bribe. So I bribed this. I bribed 2 ghost swords, and I also bribed a Hell's Barbecue trap, and I can make a statue out of it for points. You can also create armor though, but I haven't gotten. Okay, it looks like I can finally make another piece of armor, but basically it looks like a Black Tortoise, has a level of attack and defense on it. It seems like it's going to be a very grindy game if you want to sit down and try to get this stuff. Like, maybe you just have to, like, I just kind of cycle through here. I haven't really looked at this armor, to be honest. So, like, you'd probably want to look at something like this and say, okay, what do I need for this? I need goblins and I need living swords. And this gives me a armor attack of 12 and armor defense of 5. And it costs 3,700 money. So, if I wanted to make, like, a good armor piece, and it looks like it gives me a burn tackle move as well. So if I want to make a good armor piece, that seems like it would be the one. It also seems like it's rank B, so there's like different ranks and stuff for the armor. But yeah, I don't know if I'll write about it. I'm kind of mixed on if I want to go ahead and try to beat it or send it back. I don't know how many chapters there are. This is only chapter 3. Another issue I have is that like all these areas right here, they're all the same environment. So it's basically like 5 missions in a row that are all exactly the same type of areas. So we can go to one of these ones that I did terrible on beforehand. Get this little talking, and the story is pretty silly. It's pretty much just all about how the princess is being slowly corrupted by money and doesn't give a shit about anyone and just gets angry at everyone. And then I think there's different characters that you can play through the game with as well, like that little zombie girl that was in the corner of the screen. And basically just go around here and get treasure chests. But yeah, I don't know, like there's something to be said about, you know, keeping a game like this around for me to play through and be like, oh, you know, if I review it, I'll say, you know, what I feel about this game, really. But at the same time, I don't really care to play much more of this game, and I don't know if at the end of it I'll have too much more to say. It's kind of a lot of the same stuff. Oh. Give me that money. Oh. It might be valuable, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, I don't want to just not talk about a game just because I don't particularly like it that much, but I think a lot of it is like, how much do I have to say about it? And I don't really think I have anything I really wanted to say about it. I'm also not particularly like really enjoying it either. Like, I think it's cute and fun, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, like this is a neat little mechanic, like sitting here and bribing everything. Like, you know, you get to bribe the traps to make them stop and you can use them. You also have to sit there and bribe enemies, and they go join your city if you bribe them, and then you turn them into statues and stuff. But it's a little challenging, and it does feel like it feels like I need to grind out stuff more in this game, which I haven't been doing. Just been kind of going through from start to finish on each of these levels. It's also really weird. This game has a sound set, which is the exact same sound set as a Dojin game called Orange Juice 100%. A very popular Dojin game, actually. It came out on Steam and did very well. So I don't think anyone is particularly super unfamiliar with that, unless you haven't played any anime games, really. I don't know, maybe. Oh, I'm gonna spin the fuck out, though. I don't know, I haven't really used that spin that much. It only seemed to do 1 damage on these guys, so very useful. I think these things only do like 1 damage, typically. Oh my gosh. Oh, and this is kind of frustrating, like going through all these enemies trying to find the one I want to do what I need it to do. But then you see like those bees would have been a huge pain in the butt to fight through, and once you get that hammer in your control and you're actually like smashing them, it just tears through them. And then like it's not particularly a waste. It's not like it's like if I'm spending this money, like I don't get the money at the end of the level if I have spent it, obviously. So what's left over does go to my bank account, but you know, when I'm spending money even on these traps and stuff, I'm getting crafting material essentially for each one, so it's valuable to sit there and spend the money. It's not just, you know, wasting it, which is kind of nice. The heart guys are just heals, so they just kind of walk at you. I do not like that you can only steal money from one enemy at a time, so if you break multiple enemies, it's just wasting. Also, I'm doing a really bad job of spinning that stick. Ow! But yeah, I don't know if there's too much more to say about this game. It's kind of a cute little gimmick, but then when you sit down and play it, that's kind of what it is. You know, gonna come over here, bribe this trap. I guess you could call it maybe similar to what's it called? I forget what those games are called. It's the Koei ones where they you set down traps for enemies and stuff. Uh-oh. So if I wanted to, I could bribe him, but he's already so close to being dead, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I don't know what the Zenigata statues do. Maybe they open up crafting recipes is what it is. Music's alright. But yeah, this is kind of every area. Every area kind of just looks like this, with different different what's it called, backgrounds and traps. The traps are different, which, you know, for better or for worse. I think this might be a mid-boss. So this one is actually kind of interesting. So most of the bosses in the game you can't bribe, but I think all the mid-bosses you can bribe. So it's like, I don't feel like fighting this mid-boss, and if I have enough money, I can just pay him off and like not fight him at all. I have to imagine he is, I mean, he's probably considered a material as well. So all you have to do is just sit here and try to get through this fight. I just dropped to a pretty bad spot. Get through this fight until he spawns. But those guys can be hard to take out. Ouch. So I want to get money. Although it looks like I'm capping out on money. I didn't realize that could happen. Ouch. Let's see if I can... Nothing is moving right now, unfortunately. Yeah. Oops, ow. Ouchie. Oh, well, there he is. And now I think I don't have enough money to pay him off at the second, and he's standing all over my heal point. Ooh. Probably gonna die. I'm gonna just... Yep. Oh well. But basically, yeah, you can pay the boss off, and then the battle just ends. I think he costs the max amount of money you can hold. I think it was like 2,300, so... I think we'll keep it short. That's kind of what that game is.